Welcome to Put Your Business Idea in Motion. This is Module 5, Set Up Your Business for Success. My name is Paula Whittekind. I'm a business analyst with the Maricopa SBDC, and I will be your presenter for this program. You should have already completed the first 4 modules of the program. If you have not, be sure to go back and complete those modules before continuing with Module 5. As a reminder, the purpose of this video program is to help you prepare for your initial counseling session, guiding you through key topics that you will discuss with your counselor. Remember to document your findings. If you already have a written business plan, look for potential gaps or ways to refine your information. In modules 1 through 4, the focus was on the early planning phase, gathering data and information to help inform business planning decisions, and perhaps validating a go or no-go decision for the business. If you decide to move forward with your business venture, you then enter the pre-launch setup phase. A word of caution, as a new entrepreneur, it is tempting to skip the important planning steps discussed in modules 1 through 4 and jump directly to the pre-launch activities. Doing so could lead to wasting those precious startup dollars. Now, let's talk about some key areas of pre-launch preparation. In this video, we introduce the areas of choosing a business name, setup of a legal entity, licensing, finances, and the areas of insurance, staffing, and opening safely. The expectation in preparation for your first counseling session is that you explore each area for your business using the resources highlighted in this video and others you may discover on your own. Bring any questions that you may have to your initial counseling session. Let's begin with choosing your business name. First, be sure to consider different name options. You will want to select a name that conveys your brand identity, a name that customers will recognize. Share your potential name options with others and get feedback. Last, and perhaps most important, before making a final decision on a name, verify that you are not infringing on any existing intellectual property rights to that name. In other words, is it already in use by another business? If it is, you should consider another name option. If you use a name already owned by another party, you could potentially receive a cease and desist order from that party. If you have already spent your startup dollars to print marketing materials, build websites, etc., you can't get that money back. After you select a name, you then should protect that name. Let's take a look at some resources to help you in these areas. You will first need to research the name and verify that it is available for use. You need to make sure that you do not infringe on existing intellectual property rights for use of the name. Shown here are 5 sources to check during your search. First, check the Arizona Secretary of State website and the Arizona Corporation Commission to complete a legal entity search. You should also do a trademark electronic search on the United States Patent Office website. Another good check is to search your name on a domain name registration service and see if that name is already owned. Of course, a Google search will round out your search efforts. The sources shown here are in item number 1. After you decide on the name, you will need to protect it by registering the business name and setting up a legal entity. We will talk about these 2 areas in the next topic section. As a final step, you will want to register your domain names using one of the many domain register sites. The next step is to set up your legal entity. You will first need to make a decision about the right legal structure for your business. Your business structure affects how much you pay in taxes, your ability to raise money, the paperwork you need to file, and your personal liability. The business structure types are sole proprietor, limited liability corporation, partnerships, or a corporation. You should consult with an accountant and/or attorney to help make the right selection for your business and personal situation. After you have identified the business structure to use, you will register your business in Arizona through the Arizona Corporation Commission. Go to the Corporation Commission website for process instructions and application forms. The registration of a trade name, sometimes referred to as a business name, fictitious name, or doing business as, is not legally required in Arizona, but is an accepted business practice. In Arizona, trade names and trademarks can be filed with the Office of the Arizona Secretary of State. There is a comprehensive Arizona Trade Name and Trademark Handbook that explains all details of the process and trade name and trademark standards. Be sure to check out this helpful guide. An important note, this registration applies only to Arizona. For federal protection of trade names and trademarks, you would apply to the United States Patent Office. The next area is to check your licensing requirements. There are two basic steps to consider for licensing. You'll need to check licensing requirements for the city or cities in which you operate your business. You will also need to check the need for Arizona Transaction Privilege Tax, or TPT licensing. Let's discuss state and municipality licensing requirements. Arizona does not have a state business licensing requirement. However, many municipalities do have licensing requirements, as well as zoning regulations and other permit requirements. Licensing can apply to your location and also to the location where your customers are. Cities typically have information on their website dedicated to local business, licensing, economic development, and other resources. Be sure to check your city's website for additional information. If you are unsure, pick up the phone and talk to someone at your city office. You want to make sure you comply with any regulations in order to avoid potential fines or penalties. The Arizona Transaction Privilege Tax, or TPT, is a tax on a vendor for the privilege of doing business in the state. It is commonly referred to as a sales tax. Various business activities are subject to transaction privilege tax and require licensing. If a business is selling a product or engaging in a service subject to TPT, a license from the Arizona Department of Revenue would likely be needed, as well as a transaction privilege tax or business occupational license from the city or cities in which the business is based and/or operates. The Arizona Department of Revenue collects the tax for the counties and cities. Tax rates may vary depending on the type of business activity, the city, and the county. Shown here are the two websites that you will want to reference. Basic information is found on azdor.gov, and then you will enroll at aztaxes.gov. On this site, you will find forms, tax tables, and tutorials to assist with the process. There's a very helpful tool available to help you identify the possible licensing requirements for your business. The Arizona Commerce Authority Interactive Checklist can be found on their website. The direct link is shown here. The checklist is easy to use. You make selections to identify the characteristics of your specific business. A report is then produced listing the licensing requirements that likely apply to your business. Along with that information, you are given contact information to specific agencies, websites, phone numbers, and addresses. This tool can be a real time saver. Be sure to check it out. Now moving on to the next topic area for setup, let's set up your bank account and finance tracking. At this early phase of setting up your business, there are some basic finance-related tasks to take care of. Setting up a business bank account and preparing basic finance tracking tools for your new business. It is very important that you maintain a separation of your business expenses from personal and do not commingle those funds. Be sure to open a business bank account. To open a business bank account, you typically need to bring some documentation, and that might include your employer identification number or EIN number. You apply for this at irs.gov. Your business formation documents, these are the documents that you used as you were setting up that legal entity. Ownership agreements and applicable business licenses. Even at this early phase of your business, it is important to keep accurate and current financial records for your business and to track business finances. 3 reasons for this is important from day one. First of all, you want data from which to inform business decisions. You're going to need financials for your tax filing, and then for future funding requests as your business grows. A simple finance toolkit includes a cash flow statement, a budget template, a profit and loss statement, and a balance sheet. Some business owners start simple with Excel spreadsheets. As the business grows, you might consider software tools and outside resources such as bookkeepers and accountants. Remember to keep your financial records current. It is very easy to fall behind, but this is the data of your business that you will want to refer to regularly to help guide your business decisions. 3 other important areas to review and check for your business are related to insurance needs, staffing, and opening safely. Staffing your business is an involved process, from identifying your staffing needs to job postings and interviewing, and then hiring and onboarding. There are many steps and potential costs involved. Be sure to prepare and educate yourself as the business owner. There is much involved when preparing to staff your business. In preparation for recruiting, it is a best practice to develop job descriptions. You will want to review the IRS guidelines for categorizing each position accurately as either employee or contractor. The IRS has specific guidelines in this area found at irs.gov. Be aware that not categorizing appropriately can lead to some steep penalties. You will need to prepare a company policy manual and have your attorney or HR expert review to ensure that you have covered all areas and are complying with state and federal regulations. Another best practice is to have process documentation that can be used for training employees. As you prepare to hire, you will verify eligibility to work in the U.S. using the E-Verify system required in Arizona. Gather all withholding forms, report hiring to the state, set up your payroll system, and then complete your onboarding and training of new employees. Shown here are some resource links to visit as you prepare to hire new employees. Stop the video here to briefly review the resources. Now, as you open for business, you will want to explore the insurance appropriate for your business. There are many different types of insurance that include general liability, property insurance, commercial auto, professional liability, business interruption, cybersecurity, and workers' compensation. And just note that if you have employees in Arizona, you are required to carry workers' compensation insurance. The best way to explore different options is to read about each type and talk to several insurance agency providers. Be sure to review your insurance needs every year. As you prepare to open for business, you need to ensure a safe working environment for your employees and a safe place to do business for your customers. This has taken on an added element in this time of COVID-19. Certain industries may have very specific requirements. You will need to check to make sure you comply with laws for maintaining a safe and healthy working environment. You will find helpful information at the Occupational Safety and Health Administration or OSHA website. Also be sure to check any additional state requirements. In this video, we have overviewed a basic checklist of items for setting up your business in preparation for opening day. There are many other areas such as marketing, sales, and operations. These additional areas can be discussed in more detail with your SBDC counselor during your initial and subsequent counseling sessions. In preparation for your initial counseling session, be sure to review each area. Begin your setup and discuss any additional questions with your counselor. This concludes Module 5. Now continue to Module 6. This will be a brief final program conclusion and reminders about preparing for that initial counseling session. Thank you.